Together we can educate and learn, we can inspire and be inspired. This is a meeting for uplifting. This is Meetup.
Hi everyone, this is Divine Praise and you're welcome to the second edition of Meetup. Now our topic today is quite an interesting one, and even though it was not our original plan, we did this in response to the ongoing social distancing as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. And so the subject we're going to be discussing today is that times like this are also times, and the whole point to this topic is that times like this when we have to stay at home are still times that could be used effectively. There are a lot of people out there who don't really get the point to staying at home. You know, there are people out there who say, wow, I'm saving the world by just sitting at home and watching Netflix. Now that's not totally the idea. The idea of staying at home is so as to mitigate the spread of the virus as much as possible, but that doesn't mean we should waste away time while we stay at home. And that is not to say that we should rip our holiday, our compulsory holiday of every necessary fun that we could have. No, that is simply to say that we could use our time at home much more intentionally. We could actually make use of this extra time to do some other profitable things that we've not had time to do in a long while. And for an instance, seeing movies can be done beyond the mindset of just killing time. We could actually make intentional use of opportunities to see movies. Take for instance, one could see a movie to understand the creativity behind it, to understand better storytelling and story writing techniques. One could see a movie to understand basically principles of life, or just see to understand how plots are made. And this is just with an instance of seeing movies. There are other instances as with reading books and a lot of other things. So there are many ways that we can maximize our time even when we have to stay at home. So staying at home is not licensed to waste away time and kill time. And this is something that needs to be corrected for many. This is something that we really need to pay attention to. Times like this are times that will prove very advantageous to our self-development and the development of the trends and circumstances around us. These are times where we could get much more enlightened by way of research and study. These are times for personal evaluation of personal lives, relational lives, family life, parental life, whatever. These are times that we could really use to get better. And when we get better, our world simply gets better. Life simply gets better for each and every one of us. So the challenge today with the topic of our discussion is to make use of times. Times like this are not just times to sit at home and do nothing useful, nothing intentional. Times like this are still times when the clock is ticking away. There are still times when we get to make choices that will impact our lives in the future. So times like this should not be fiddled with. Times like this should not be wasted away, because they still matter in our lives. And it will just work some good if we make sure to make these times count in our lives by making good use of times like this. Once again, this is Divine Praise and this is Meetup. I would like to know your thoughts concerning the topic of our discussion today. What do you think about this video, and what other suggestions do you have as to how we can use our time much more effectively at times like this? And let's remember to send out our love to those people out there who are either facing the crisis of the coronavirus or are sticking out to help out people down with the coronavirus. I'm talking about medical doctors as well as patients. Let's make donations where we can. Let's send our love, let's send words of encouragement. Let's remember to pray for them, and let's just do all we can to spread love and to spread truth. Remember, this is a meeting for uplifting, so I hope you were inspired by today's discussion. And having said all that, it would be important to note that this would also be a good time to understand who God is. This would be a good time to get to know better the source of your existence. It is quite ridiculous to find that a lot of people do not believe in the existence of God. And if you're out there and you're asking questions as to does God really exist? Is God real? Who is God? Well, this would be the time to get your answers. This will be the time to open up your heart and allow God to give you an understanding beyond your mindset about who He really is. And I bet you this will be the best times yet of your life if you allow yourself to be educated and inspired about these matters. Once again, this is Divine Praise, this is Meetup, and hopefully we'll be seeing you with another video of the next episode by this time next week. I love you. Peace.